Panther Nation podcast. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. Oh, cut it. Cut right. And I would like to introduce one of the hottest podcasts in Carolina history. Let's go. Talk less chat. We got time to chop it up. Talking analytics and fantasy draft. You know what's up. Panther Nation representing. Cause this is where we talk that. Talk that's so incredible. Make them rewind that talk back. Pause. Talking Panthers football. We discussing it all. On and off the field. You know exactly who to call. You know we the #1 podcast. Competition is non-existent. You need to stop that. Pause. It's an honor to be a Panther fan. Pause. At Bank of America, that is where we ball. Coming to the jungle, then you gonna feel the pause. Winning the trophy for the city, it is the call. Black, white, and blue, we going Carolina strong. And this is the conversation where everyone belongs. Discussing all the numbers and topics, you know we got it. We the hottest podcast, and we poppin'. Let's go.
Yo, what's good? What's popping with the people? Y'all know Dave moved because you can see what time it is for Dave. What's popping, Dave? If you've been watching for a while, you know what time it is.
If you know, you know. But I was supposed to be singing Big Pimpin' today, based on the tweets I saw.
Yeah, I heard we were supposed to intro Big Pimpin'. That's how good Panther Nation feel right now after the draft. Panther Nation got a whole new energy. It's a whole new vibe in Charlotte in the Carolinas right now. The draft got dudes feeling real good. And we're gonna talk about it. We got the grades. We're gonna live grade each pick. We're gonna grade the class. We're gonna talk about the undrafted free agents. And we're gonna talk about everything, man. We got Andre Roberts that we just signed. We're gonna talk about everything today. So if you hang in there, it's gonna be a nice little show. And then we're going to have some fun. All right. So before we get into this, man, it's pretty much draft weekend. So other than that, how was your weekend, Dave?
My son had his first flag football game, man. And he survived it, bro. He survived it. Although the first play they put him in, he carried the ball. And it was the most hilarious thing ever. He tried to run with the ball. Didn't realize that this was no longer practice. And they came after him. But he played some pretty good defense, dog. Got to give him credit. He played some pretty good defense. He played the second half, and we won the game, so we good to go. We rocking it.
Nice. 1-0. Unlike the Panthers.
1-0.
Anyway, so for me, I ain't do much. I was up in Winston. Shout out to Winston-Salem. I was in there for a dance competition. Shout out my daughter. They racked up once again. A couple first place Jones. It's lit. I'll be in Raleigh in the next couple weeks. In about 2 weeks, I'll be in Raleigh. So for another dance competition. So it's lit. And shout out to all the dance dads out there.
I'll be down on your side tomorrow. Well, Wednesday.
Where, in Charlotte?
I'm flying into Charlotte Wednesday. I'm going to my niece is graduating from South Carolina State on Friday. I mean, people make mistakes in life, but I have to be there to support her anyway.
That's true. That is very true. All right. So, anything else before we get into these topics, Dave?
Nah, man. Let's do it.
All right. From the beginning, let's get it cracking. Let me share my screen here. All right. So again, if you are new here, you haven't experienced the live voting, you can go ahead and scan that QR code. That'll take you to download the VVox app, or you can go to VVox, and you can click that link up at the top. It's the pinned comment. You can click that joint, and when it's time to vote, it'll activate, and you'll be able to vote live. So again, just hold on to that because we got a couple of topics we got to get to first, and then I'll let y'all know when it's time to get cracking. All right. So Dave wanted to talk about a couple of things before we get started. There were 4 HBCU players that were selected. We talked about a couple of them. We talked about Joshua Williams, who was from Fayetteville State, shout out to the 2-6. He was drafted in the 4th round. Jacoby Durant from South Carolina State, who we just talked about. He was drafted in the 4th round as well. James Houston, the 4th was drafted from Jackson State. He was drafted in the 6th round. And Jatari Carter from Southern was also drafted in the 7th round. Dave, no Aggies were drafted. However, Jermaine Martin is now with the Colts. Y'all know we talked about Jermaine on the show a lot. There was some injuries his senior year, which is unfortunate because you already get it's already tough enough to get a look. And then when you're injured, it's definitely not a good look. So he's injured and he's healthy. I think he's healthy now, but he's
healthy now.
He's now with the Colts. So I think that's a great spot for him too.
Also,
great spot.
Wide receiver Hunt from A&T, he signed a deal with the Jets. So Jermaine is trying out with the Colts for minicamp. So we got some Aggies out here about to get trying to fight for some roster spots. And I think Jermaine got a decent shot to make some traction because he's actually finally healthy. Like his last season at A&T, he wasn't healthy at all. He played hurt pretty much the entire season, and it showed.
Yep. But shout out to all the HBCU folks that got a look or got drafted or on rosters or minicamp rosters. I thought Hunt went. You say he went to the Lions, right? That's what I saw.
Jets.
I saw he got a minicamp invite to the Lions. I could be wrong. All right, because I know we got.
Because there was another wide receiver.
One of them went to the Lions because that's where we got a A&T
Ron
alum.
Hunt signed with the Jets. He's got an undrafted free agency deal. Jermaine Martin.
Okay.
He got the tryout with the Colts, which he should have a chance to maybe get a deal out of it. So there's some players that are getting trials and there's some players that got signed. Yeah. And it's during rookie minicamp they have an opportunity to get a deal at the end of it. Right. So now this is good. There's one more of the wide receiver from A&T that should get a shot. He ran a 4.4, but we'll see. Hopefully he'll get his opportunity. So far he hasn't.
Yep. All right. Speaking of A&T, also our, we talk about A&T a lot on this channel, but we're gonna spread this Aggie pride. You know what I'm saying? So, the 2022 football schedule is out, and y'all can meet me in Charlotte when North Carolina A&T goes up against their hated rival, North Carolina Central. I will be in that thing. I just put it in my calendar. I'm going to this games in Charlotte for the Dukes Mayo Classic. I'm in there, so that's gonna be lit. Also, homecoming is against Campbell October 29th. So we're going to be there as well. All right.
Yeah, I'll be there for homecoming for sure. And look at the night games, bro. We got a night game against South Carolina State. We got a night game against Bryant. Smithfield, Rhode Island's own Bryant, newest member of the Big South. They actually have a decent football team too.
No,
yeah, they should get destroyed. The Big South Conference is pretty much a two-way race between us and Campbell. Is what it boils down. That game, our homecoming game, might be for the conference because that'll be the tiebreaker. So it'll be interesting.
All right, that's A&T schedule. Let's move on to some NFL news. DeAndre Hopkins, Dave. D-Hop suspended 6 games, right? I don't know the deal on this.
He's not appealing. Initially, he put in his papers for appeal and he pulled it back.
So what happened? What's the deal?
He tested positive for PEDs. Automatic 6-game suspension, bro. It doesn't get any simpler than that. Tested positive for PEDs. Now, disclaimer, I have him in my keeper league, and I have decided that he will no longer he will not be my keeper anymore, and he is going to go back into the pool. The fact that he's not appealing means he's going to be out 6 games, so it's time to go. He was kind of underwhelming at times during the season last year, so I'm gonna throw him back into the draft pool. That's happening. So
that makes sense because they did trade for Hollywood, so they were preparing. Listen, that NFC in that NFC West, you can't afford 6 games is a long time. You can't afford to get caught slipping, so they went ahead and traded for Hollywood, and that makes all the sense in the world. So it makes sense. All right. Anything else on D-Hop?
Nah, it's interesting, man. Well, I haven't decided who I'm going to keep instead, but odds are, knowing how I normally strategize when it comes to keeper leagues, I will look at my roster and try to keep somebody that I didn't get a high draft pick on, so I can at least get my first round pick back. So I'll get my first round pick back for Hopkins because he was a first round pick. So I'll get him back. But that squad, I'm loaded at receiver. I got Kelsey, I got Justin Jefferson, Terry McLaurin. So I'm pretty loaded at that position. So I can give up Hopkins. I was going to move somebody else, but now Hopkins is out of here because I got all those other guys in lower ranges. So we'll see.
All right. Let's move on. Andre Roberts. So Dave, we ended up, and you know what? I was listening to all the press conferences, and that's one thing that Fitterer don't be lying, bro. Like you gotta listen to what that man be saying, because he definitely said in the press conference that we were looking to pick up a return specialist, and I'll be damned the next day or next couple of days we pick one up. Andre Roberts, if you're not familiar with him, is 34 years old. He is a 3-time All-Pro kick returner. Led the league last year in kickoff return yards. And then he had a 101-yard touchdown return, which is in the highlight video that I dropped. And he also has a career average, Dave, of 26 yards per kickoff return and 8.7 yards per punt return. The Panthers, Dave, averaged 22.1 yards per kickoff return last year, and that was 17th in the league. So we talked about this all the time. Our special teams is trash. We get dudes that go back there and fair catch and not even attempt to return the football. And so we finally got somebody that's good at it. I just hope that he is not over the hill per se. 34 years old. I mean, I know he just did his thing last year, but Father Time is undefeated, and you never know when that decline happens. It could happen at any point.
Bro, but even if he has some level of a decline, it's probably still better than what we currently have.
That's true. That is true.
For me.
That is true. And
so I love this pickup.
Dave, he is from your parts. He's from Columbia, dog. He went to what high school he go to? I was looking it up.
I don't remember, but I know he went to the Citadel.
Yeah, he went to the Citadel, but he went to is it Spring something?
He went to Spring Valley?
Spring Valley, yep. That's where he went.
Oh man, that's my rival high school, man.
Yep. That's where he went to school. So I like this pickup. I love it. And I think it brings some competitive juices to that return. That's the special teams. And I think somebody posted in the chat it was a 1-year $1.75 million deal. It's not like we hurting for cap space. I think we lead the league in cap space. So it ain't that's nothing to a boss. So it's all good. Yeah, he is old. He's 34 years old. And he turns, let me see. I don't know when his birthday is, but he's 34. He's former track guy, so he's got speed. But if we talk about the bad, if we talk about the good, we got to talk about the bad. Man, this dude got lit up like a Christmas tree by a punter. Hopefully y'all saw that in the highlight video I dropped. That man got lit up, bro, by Dallas's punter. I put that in the highlight video just to kind of level y'all out, because some of y'all be going nuts when I drop these videos. Y'all be like, this dude is the next blah 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 blah. I gotta start posting more lowlights so y'all can get some sort of level-headedness to your comments, because some of y'all be reaching, bro. I don't know, bro. I don't know. He got smacked, dog. He got smacked.
Yeah, look, man. It don't matter if you get smacked by the punter. It don't matter who you got a census from. You got smacked by the punter.
He got smacked, but it's all good. It happens. All right. So anything else on Andre? He actually is a solid wide receiver too. He's been on like 2018. I feel like he's played for every damn team in the league. He's played for Cardinals, Red football team, Lions, Falcons, Jets, Bills, Texans, Chargers, and now the Panthers. This dude has played for a lot of teams. And I remember when he got picked up when he's with the Cardinals. It just seemed like it wasn't that long ago, man. And now he's 34 years old, which is crazy, bro. Time moved by quick.
And he played some pretty decent receiving for the Cardinals too at the time.
Yeah, I just said he was on a 1-year, $1.75 million contract. So
yeah, we got him for a steal, man. He fixes our returner problems off gate. At a minimum, it puts competition in for some of the other folks that are fighting for it, because even Fitterer said they had people already on the roster that was going to compete for, but now you got a front runner with RJ Roberts. I love the pickup. Love the pickup.
Shout out to 89J Stubbs with the super chat. He says, not saying that Corral will be the day one starter, but if you look at his RPO system he ran and how dominant Icky was when State ran it, RPO, I like it. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll talk about Matt Corral a little bit later. But anything else on Andre Roberts?
Nah, I'm good on Andre. This is excellent. I love the signing. Love the signing.
All right. So make sure you follow us on all socials at Panther Nation PC, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. And if you want to support the channel, become a Patreon, a Patreon member, patreon.com/Panther Nation PC. We now have 100, I believe, one Patreon members, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. So we got a lot of support. We appreciate y'all support. So I got a shout out to all the new Patreon folks that we have. Shout out to Jeff Gunter. Shout out to Clementine. Shout out to Clint, Mangum Co, Ladarian, Kenny Ty, Rahul, Bard, RJ, and Jeff A. Shout out to y'all, man. Y'all signed up over the weekend, I believe, during the draft coverage. We appreciate that. And shout out to the franchise folk. We got James Cameron, Ease from the CAC, Edward Moore, Robert Jackson, and Jack 3M. We appreciate that. We appreciate the franchise guys. So those took us over the top. We got over 100 Patreon members, and you could be a part of that Patreon family. We got a lot of good interviews coming down the pipe. Release those Patreon members and Patreon members only, unless we feel like release to the public, which does happen occasionally. But for the most part, all of our premium content is not released. So become Patreon member and check that stuff out. And shout out to the MVPs. We do owe y'all a PNP Confidential which includes a MVP giveaway. That was cool, Dave. That was cool.
No. I didn't do that on purpurse.
Okay.
I did that on accident,
it threw me off a second. I thought something happened.
Yeah. I looked. I was like, oh shit.
It threw me off for a quick second. Shout out to the MVPs, man. Y'all. Again, like I said, we appreciate y'all support. And Jay Hudge, I haven't forgot about your jersey. I'm gonna put that joint in the mail this week. I promise. All right, let's move on. Dave, give us some Underdog fantasy real quick.
Let me tell you something, man. Now that the draft is over, we got a $10 million prize pool for this next NFL best ball tournament. So what I'm saying is that it's time to win some money. And the thing about best ball is this. You draft your team. You don't have to adjust anything. The best players get you the points based on who the starter is going to be. So best ball is the way to go. You draft your squad. You ain't got to worry about who you need to start. It does it for you. And it's about getting the most points possible based on the lineup that is the highest amount of score. So by all means, take advantage of the best ball. They're doing NBA playoffs pick'ems. There's not too many places where you can win 20 times your money. So go to underdogfantasy.com. And when you sign up, use the code PNP. They're still allowing you to match your deposit. They're matching your deposit up to the first $100. So if you put in 100, you get another 100 to play on and have fun. They have pick'ems. They do NBA, Major League Baseball. We got the NHL playoffs popping right now. They do it for that. MMA for UFC. They do it for that. They even do esports, ladies and gentlemen. So you can do your pick'ems. If you get 5 of them right, you can win up to 20 times your money. So if you put in $25, you take home $500. You can't beat that. Just get 5 right on the over and unders. So Underdog Fantasy. That's what's up, Jay Stubbs. Shout out to you, sir. Now, go to underdogfantasy.com and use the code PNP.
All right. So, Dave, get your apps ready. Get your voting ready. Click that link. That's the pinned comment and get ready. We're going to talk about these picks. And first up, we got pick number 6, Dave, Ikem Ekwonu. Okay. My man, Icky, again, I don't think anybody anticipated all 3 tackles falling to us. we were able to get the pick of the litter. Okay, we were able to get the pick of the litter, one of the best tackles in the draft. And it's interesting if you listen to what Scott Fitterer said in his SiriusXM radio call. They weren't expecting this to happen, right? That he said that essentially they had some trades set. They had every intention essentially to trade back, but once the two corners were gone, everybody wanted those cornerbacks. Once the two corners were gone, the phone stopped ringing. So they decided to go ahead and stick with their board and pick up Ikem Ekwonu. Now, let's just talk a little bit about Icky, some of where he came from, what obviously NC State and where he's played in his career. So if you look, I love looking at these snaps by alignment because that really tells you where he's played. And I know I'm guilty. I'm guilty of I already tried to move him in the guard. On Thursday, I was like, yo, he's going to be a guard. I don't think that's going to be the case anymore. I'll walk that back. I think he's going to be – I'm flip-flop McGee on that. I think he's going to get every opportunity to start at left tackle. And if if it gets shaky, I think they'll move him inside at some point. But even he said left tackle is his best fit. That's where he wants to play. All right. You see his run blocking grades. His run blocking grade is phenomenal. Okay. Phenomenal. He is a pure run blocker. Okay. He's got the build. He's a bully. He's super aggressive. Best run blocker in the game. One of the best run blockers in college football. In fact, the best run blocker in college football. And he's looking to do damage. He's looking for somebody to put his paws on. Okay. So shout out to Icky. Love this pick. Again, the weaknesses is going to be the pass sets. It's obvious. Everybody knows he's not going to be the best pass protector. So, he's going to be okay, but I don't think he wasn't the best out of the bunch. Charles Cross was the best from a pass protection standpoint. So, all that being said, Dave, how do you feel about this, John? Where do you think he fits? Are there any concerns you have with us taking Icky being such a good run blocker?
No, it just shows you what we're trying to do. It shows you what you're trying to do. He'll improve on his pass blocking. It looks like, played the majority of his time at left tackle. He only got some love with the left guard position in 2020. He played an entire season last year at left tackle. So in my eyes, the way I see it is he's going to be our starting left tackle. No ifs, ands, or buts about it to me. I think Christian is going to get an opportunity to compete, but the reality is Christian's better just get ready to play guard. And that's what it boils down to.
No, I think Christensen is going to still be that swing guy. I think Christensen is going to be a backup left tackle, and he's going to be a good backup. I think it's good to have multiple.
Oh, no, he
options.
can be backup. No, he can be backup left tackle and start at guard. That's fine.
I'm hopeful that Deontay Brown makes that jump and starts at guard. Bump Christensen, man. I think if you want to run the football, and you imagine these two behemoths. Dave, imagine these two cats. If Deontay Brown can develop into a starter, you put him and Icky together. Now, I know they both rookies, but when we talking about running, you want to talk about running the football, dog. I'm putting all my marbles in that basket, dog. You just dare somebody to stop you.
All I'm going to say is this: if Deontay Brown wins the left guard position, Christian should request a trade, and I don't blame him one bit.
Oh, hell no, bro. Hell nah. He'd be a rotational tackle. And request a trade as a rookie. What? Hell nah.
Rookies don't request trades.
When's the last rookie that requested a trade like that?
I don't know.
In a second year? Has that ever happened?
No, but it's the first time for everything. What are you talking
about, Dave?
I make shit up as I go, Rashad. You know this.
I thought you had some precedent.
No, my thing is I don't have a precedent. I've seen rookies have requested a trade. I mean, shoot, we just traded for CJ Henderson.
I don't think he requested that though.
But my point is that it can happen. Is my point. Like he might be available on a block now. If Christensen's not starting this lineup, bro, we got to have a discussion.
No, we don't.
I know you want Deontay Brown
in the third round. He drafted in the third round, dog.
So you expect
Deontay Brown? No. See, I hate that. I absolutely hate that shit, bro. Just because you're drafted in the 6th round doesn't mean you're not talented. It ain't their fault that they fell. I hate that. I hate when people be like, "Oh, he's a 6th round pick. He shouldn't be able to."
No. You're right.
That doesn't mean anything. True. I hate that.
That's true.
I cannot stand.
I know you despise it. I know.
I hate that.
I know you're irritated by it. But
no,
all
I
I'm
just
saying
hate because
is,
the people bring that. He's a 6th-round pick. Like, bro,
but the thing is,
people
but
fall
ask
all the
yourself,
time. That don't make it okay.
but ask yourself this question, Rashad, and I understand from Rashad's perspective how you feel about Deontay Brown. But let's talk about the coaching staff's perspective. Do you think that Deontay Brown is going to hop Brady Christensen and Pat Eflin?
Yes.
You're nuts. With this coaching staff, you're nuts.
Yes.
You're nuts.
He
All right,
sat a
Daniel
whole
Bryan.
season, bro.
Oh, no. Excuse me.
I'm rolling.
Stevenson.
I'm rolling.
Danielson. Okay.
I'm rolling. All right. So let's go ahead and run up this this voting. So go ahead, click that link in the pinned comment and start the voting. We got 34. I like to see like 100, 150 votes in this thing.
Nah, it should be at least 200. That's 500 people watching, bro.
I'll give y'all a little bit of time to get it right and get the app set up. I know it's a little new, but I like to see at least 100, 150, 200 votes in.
The link should be at the top of the chat.
It's the pin comment.
Check out the
pin
comment
chat.
in the chat.
Yep.
Come on, man. Let's get this thing rolling, man. There's only 85 of y'all. Let's go. Up it. Let's go. There's 500 people watching. And by the way,
it's coming in 104.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Get this vote in, guys, because I'm telling you, man. Get this vote in. We're going to have this discussion point. I mean, I love the pick. Let me be clear. The A's in the chat don't help. I need you guys. Make sure you vote. Don't be like the folks during the midterms and not be voting. Vote in these streets, bro. Go vote. Go vote, man.
Yeah. So typing A in the chat is not a vote. You have to click that link. It's not going to count.
You got to hit that link and put your vote in there.
Comment. You got to grab another device or something. All right.
I know what you picked.
I
know what you picked. I mean, we can keep going. There's 474 people watching, and people still out here voting.
I'll hold it some more.
Yeah, people still out here voting. You know what I'm saying? People out here voting in these streets. I'm watching the hockey game for those who are asking about the hockey game, man. Carolina about to win this game. They got 2 goals in like 2 minutes, which is impressive. Very impressive. All right, man. So I know you gave it an A.
Of course. It's an A. A all day. All day. Give me 1 second.
All right. Give it a couple more seconds, then we can close it. We had 168 votes so far. So
all right. Yep. A for me. All right. Oh, it's still climbing. 176.
Look, man,
we'll give you a little bit more time.
When you got 400, when you got like 400 to 500 people watching, man, 200 ain't too much to ask for. But next time when we go to the next one, we'll start the polls while we talk, so that way we can get there. We had 180.
Well, no, I can't quite do that the way these are ordered, but
okay.
Yeah, we gonna wait. It's still climbing. 183. We'll hold off a little bit. Once I see it stop climbing, we'll stop.
Do you see a scenario where, like, I know there's do you think it's going to be a legitimate battle for the left tackle position, man, while we wait?
No, I
hope so.
think. Do you think it's going to be a battle? Is that what you said?
I think it's going to be. I want to hope that Christian is going to get an opportunity to win the job. Now, do I think he's going to? No, but I think he's going to get the opportunity to win the job.
Nah, I think Icky's going to get every opportunity, and I think it's going to go from there.
I just wanted to be a competition, bro.
All right, we got 194 people. Go ahead.
Yeah. All right.
I closed it out. 95%. We got some troll. We got a couple trolls in here with the 1% F, but for the most part, that's what I expected. Icky's a great pick. This is the first offensive tackle we picked in the first round since Jeff Otah in 2008. So it's about time.
Here's the thing. Even if he doesn't beat out Christensen, even if he doesn't win the left tackle job, he's winning the guard. He's the left guard. Some people think he's an all-pro left guard. And Rashad, I recall saying something very similar about
I've said that. Yeah,
so even if he doesn't win left tackle, he's starting regardless. The goal Look, you guys think it's about me not wanting a quarterback at 6, but the reality is it was about getting Eflin out of the starting lineup. Whatever it takes to get Eflin out of the starting lineup, I don't care where he goes. I just don't want Eflin in the starting lineup. And this accomplishes that mission. So that's why when you're talking about backup tackle, I'm like, nah, fam. I need my man Christensen to play guard if you don't win a left tackle job. We got to get Eflin out the lineup. He's a better guard than Eflin at guard.
Shout out to Call Me Bezo. He says, why was Pat at C center and not Bozeman in the Panthers vid? I don't know what vid you're talking about, but I think it'll shake out. It's too early right now. It's too early. I don't know which one you're talking about. Maybe there was just a rep, so I'm not sure. All right, let's move on. Dave, Matt Corral, round 3. What you got, man? What's your thoughts on Matt Corral?
I gotta give credit to Scott Fitterer here and his patience.
Yeah, they talked about it.
Well, we didn't even bring it up when we talked about the first one. They had 3 scenarios in play. The first scenario was obviously if I think I sent it to you. Let me pull it up real quick so I don't misquote myself. Give me 1 second, guys. So it came down to the 3 tackles, and it was whatever either they thought that Neal or if the possibility of Neal or Ikem fell to them, that's who they were going to take. They weren't going to try to trade. If they were both gone and Cross was still there, they would exercise trade offers, but the reality was they were going to take Cross if they couldn't get a good enough offer for him. And if all 3 were gone, they were going to take a quarterback here or try to trade out the pick. Like, so, and if you want to believe what Carolina was saying in the pressers, they said, based on the sources, they were saying that Matt Corral had the best film out of all the quarterbacks, so they probably would have took him. So keep that in mind, guys.
And I think that, they also talked about this in regards to the quarterbacks and how this thing fell. Scott Fitterer pretty much said that they were real close to going to get one in the second. And they played it perfect. This is how you play the draft, right? You keep an eye on the board. They had every intention to get a quarterback. Like let's make no mistake. Let's be clear. They were walking away with a quarterback in the draft somewhere, right? And so they were patient and they were waiting for 2 quarterbacks to go before they jumped up. So obviously they had their eyes on multiple guys. You have to if you're going to play it that way, because you can't just rely on your guy being there, right? So they played it. They waited. Once the second quarterback went and Malik, that's when they were like, let's make this move. And they were really close to what they said to moving up in the second. It was going to be steep. They didn't want to pay that price, but all 4 quarterbacks were still on the board. Well, excuse me. There were still 4 quarterbacks on the board. So they didn't do it. They waited. Then the second quarterback went. That's when they decided to trade up. All right. So that well played by Scott Fitterer.
So what it boiled down to too is that they didn't want to give up a future second or a future first round pick to do it, which is what it would have probably took to do it at that point. So they waited until the best offer came. And so as soon as the Patriots came in saying, "Oh, we only want a future third," that gave them more than enough to pull the trigger. Go ahead and get the poll started, man. We could talk about Matt.
Well, we got more to talk about, man. We got more to talk about when it comes to Matt. You can't just start the poll, yo. You got to talk.
Well, the poll's gonna have his name. You got
to talk about these stats, bro. You got to talk about these stats. So strengths and weaknesses from Matt Corral: athletic ability. He's got good mobility, good pocket presence. He's got enough arm strength. Not the biggest arm in the class. That goes to Malik Willis, but he's got a rocket. And he's pretty accurate when he's throwing a deep ball too. Pause. All right. So he's really quick processor, gets the ball out quick. So I like that about him, and I think that's what Ben McAdoo likes about him. And we've heard all the hype about Ben McAdoo and him choosing these quarterbacks. We've seen all the hype, right? Is this his guy? And apparently the word on the street is that McAdoo co-signs this joint. So we're gonna find out real quick if his quarterback eye matches, because guess what? When he never landed one of those quarterbacks he talked about. All those quarterbacks he was talking about, that was my guy. He never got a chance to coach him. So now here's the opportunity where you got a guy that you like, you picked him. is it the real deal? Is that the real deal? So we're gonna find out real quick. All right. So as far as weaknesses go, system quarterback, we talked about the RPO, and I think that's what McAdoo likes about him. Even in McAdoo's press conference, he mentioned, we got these RPO quarterbacks, but the thing about the RPO quarterbacks, and this kind of can be used as a strength, is that they process quick. They're able to go through reads quick because they have one read, boom, and if it's not there, I've seen Matt Corral go through 3, 4, 5 reads, no problem, and stick in the pocket. He's got a really good pocket presence. Listen, this guy was my top guy. I had high expectations. Well, he was like my second. He was like my second high. I had high expectations
when you
for
did your video,
Sam Howell.
Yeah, when you did your video, when you did your breakdown on Matt Corral, you thought he was gonna. This was before the injury, obviously. You thought he was the best quarterback coming into the draft.
He
prior
had
to the bowl game.
Yeah, he had extreme upside. Even I'm talking about coming into the season, like even before the season started. I liked what I saw, and the biggest thing he had to do was cut down on turnovers. He had a lot of turnovers the year prior, and he cut those way down. Now, it's going to be the NFL's thing, going to be different. Can he continue that? That system, again, the system really helps out with that because you're not making too many decisions. You're reacting, you're boom, that's it. One read is there, and you're going. That's typically how the RPO system works. But we'll see. We'll see. I think I love this pick, number one, because we didn't go out there and do something stupid with the draft picks, right? We didn't trade away future first, future second to get some bum. And I like that. And he's on a rookie deal. Give him time to develop. Now, and just in regards to some of these other stats on the board, his passing grade 82, which is solid. The deep throw is above average. And then the pressure grade, that all pressure grades are low like that. So don't look at that as a negative. Obviously, when the quarterback's under pressure, the grade's going to drop a little bit. All right. So as far as what else is noteworthy on this list? Another thing, it's kind of a little bit of a downer, those screen yards. Like he threw for, I don't know, 3,000-4,000 yards, something like that. But some of them, a good bit of them were screen yards, right? So are you really, that's really the receiver doing work. And then the deep yards, I've seen quarterbacks have a little bit more deep passes or deep yards gained than Matt Corral. But it's not, again, nothing blaring here, but it is what it is. Go ahead, Dave.
But that's what we do in our offense, right?
Yeah, you're right.
He's gonna have his opportunity to dump it to McCaffrey, small slants, maybe a screen to one of our receivers. So he's gonna have opportunities to do all that. So I'm not too worried about it from that standpoint, based on the opposite we're trying to run. I mean, when you take Ikem on top of Corral, you know what they're gonna try to do. They're still gonna try to pound the rock, bro. Like we know what it is. We know what it is.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get this vote while we continue the discussion. Again, when you're grading this, take account of the trade. Okay, the trade. We traded a 4th round pick to move up, and we also traded a 2022 3rd round pick. So keep that in mind. 2023. Excuse me, 2023 3rd round draft pick. My bad. We didn't have a 2022 3rd round pick to go and get Matt Corral. So potential franchise guy, and again, I think they got what they were looking for. Corral, I don't think it's going to lead you to a shit ton of victories like that. Even if you listen to what Steve Berline said in his interview, when we talked to Steve Berline, he said he's got to show me more, right? In the big games against Alabama, he didn't do much. So I don't think that Corral is going to put a team on his back. He's got great leadership. Don't get me wrong. I saw him, get the fisticuffs ready to go to bat for his receiver. I think I love that. I think I tweeted about it when he's getting ready to fight somebody. I love that jump. I love the edginess. He's the complete opposite of Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold's a bump on the log. He's just there. He's just blah. Real blah. Like real blah.
What is Sam Darnold? What is Sam?
That's what he is, man. Just blah. Like he's just a dude, man. Like I like guys that got the edge. Like I think somebody else said it, and I'm not comparing their talent. I'm not comparing their talent at all. Please don't listen to what I'm saying. But I really like the comparison to Jake Delhomme's like competitiveness. Yeah. Like he's got that Jake in him, like that. He's got that in him.
He's got that dog in him, bro.
Maybe not, but he's got that dog in him that he wants to compete. He's competitive. And I seen him fight, yo. I seen Jake get up in people's face too. Like it's the same thing, bro.
Dog. The biggest thing I've always said about Sam is that he ain't got no dog in him.
Nothing.
None. Not even
Chihuahua.
a poodle. He ain't got no.
Cat,
he ain't got
cat.
no dog in him. None. He ain't got no dog in him. And you know Corral feels a certain type of way falling to the third round. And the thing is, I know we talked about what Steve Berline thought of Matt Corral, but the thing that he also said was he didn't get the hype of the first round hype. But then again, in the grand scheme of things, we didn't really talk about it. And we can have this discussion while people continue to vote.
Yeah,
dog,
continue to get those votes.
A lot of folks, keep getting them votes rocking. But dog, a lot of folks thought it was going to be 3 or 4 quarterbacks taken in this first round. Only one went.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So I'm going to follow up with Steve. I meant to do it today, but I didn't get a chance to email him. But I wonder if his opinion changes with him being taken in the third round. I think his real beef was with him being taken at 6. And him being taken in the third round changes the discussion completely. Like, you getting a guy in the third, the pressure is not there. The first round pressure isn't there. And that's what I'm hoping, Carolina. I'm hoping Panther Nation, because I see what's going to happen, right? I see it happening right now. Sam Darnold is going to be garbage, right? He's gonna wet the bed. And then all of a sudden, Panther Nation, here come Panther Nation, crying. Put Matt in the game, put Corral in the game, put Corral in the game. And I hope they don't put him out there before he's ready. And I don't know what ready means. So don't ask me what ready means. I don't know what it is. I don't know where he is with his development, how he's going to pick up the system. I don't know what ready is. So I'm relying on the coaching staff to say, hey, this is what ready is. All right. I don't know what it is, but don't put him out there before he's ready. Like, really let that man develop. There's no pressure on him, bro. He's a third round quarterback. He does not have to necessarily be the savior. Because guess what? We have a first round pick next year. We could use that on a quarterback next year if we need to.
And a
second round. Yeah. So there's no pressure on Matt Corral, yo. Just don't. I don't want Panther Nation to put the pressure on this dude to get out there and play before he's ready. Like Sam. Go ahead.
For me, I think what it boils down to is it'll be a quarterback competition. If Sam wins, Sam wins. And truth be told,
win. Win.
And he should win. And if Sam does win, then let him earn his check. And I said this at the town hall last night too. Let him earn his check. Let him earn this check. You know what I'm saying? See what he does. Because if let me be clear, ladies and gentlemen, if Sam loses this quarterback battle in the preseason and Corral starting week 1, Sam Darnold's career as a starter is over. Done. Kapush. And y'all are tripping. I gave this an A, guys.
I gave it an A too, man. Get third round pick, traded up a future third, and a fourth round pick to get him. I'm not mad at this at all. Yeah, we talked about this earlier. So shout out to, or not earlier, we talked about this on the prior stream. Shout out to Slim J with a super chat. He says Matt Corral fought Wayne Gretzky's son in high school also. Yes, he did. I heard he put them paws on him. I don't know what the outcome of the John was, but he put the paws on him.
He was tired of dealing with the rich kids, so he beat one of the hockey legends' kids, man. Shout
out to Slim J with a super chat. But yeah, man. So again, Matt Corral, I like the pick. Again, he was one of my guys. I like Matt Corral. Now, he's competitive. Just showing you how competitive he is. He played in the bowl game, right, and got injured. That's where he got injured. But when everybody else, when Kenny Pickett and everybody else was opting out, he played. So that speaks to his character. I love that shit. I love that. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. I love that. I love that stuff. Shout out to Tavita. The moment Sam throws an incomplete pass, bring in Kalon Corral. Yeah, that's what y'all gonna do. And what y'all think about the Golden Corral nickname? I mean, the restaurant kind of trash. We can't name him Golden. I know I've done it.
The thing is, it's like a double entendre because sometimes the steaks be all right at Golden Corral, but then said everything else is trash. So you can just call him Golden Corral when he has a good game, Golden Corral when he has a bad game. No, we ain't doing that. I'd rather call him Latino Heat or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Get his roots in. You know what I'm saying?
Latino Heat is funny, man. La cheat and chill. Yo, La cheat and steal. Excuse me.
La cheat and steal, baby.
Ace Williams, Corral's turnover need context 11 in 2 bad games. That's true. That was in the prior year. He had a really bad game against, I believe it was Arkansas. Awful game where he had 5. I think he had 5 picks or something like that in one game. So he's right. Ace is absolutely right with that. He's absolutely right. Shout out to Ernie Hardy with the super chat. We appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that. Go. So what we calling him? Latino Heat or Golden Corral? Golden Corral is trash, fam. I'm sorry.
Nah,
Golden Corral
Latino
is trash,
Heat, bro.
Is that what we rolling
Yo, man,
with?
you know what it tells me? It tells me that my Southern brethren has not explored enough in that society to think that Golden Corral is a good nickname.
You know what's funny, Dave? I actually got engaged at Golden Corral. My wife, we had her graduation party way back in college. I was broke. So we had we had her.
Oh, that's what no, we all were broke, bro. That's what my shit was too.
Facts. So her family, we brought our family into Golden Corral, and that's where I got engaged. So shout out to Golden Corral, got a special connection, but the food ain't it, bro. Ain't it.
Ryan's is better. I will be clear. Ryan's is better. They steaks are better. Ryan's is better, bro. Ryan's is better.
Shout out to Matt Corral, man. I'm excited. I wonder what number he's gonna wear too. He can't wear 2. Might he go with 12?
12's
I think 12. No, Shaw got 12. It's got to be something different. It's got to be something different.
Maybe 0.
Probably 3 or something like that. I don't think he can wear 0.
Why can't he wear 0?
I don't think he can wear 0. No NFL player wears 0, do they?
I don't know. You have to check. First time for
Dave,
everything.
you just be saying all kind of crazy stuff. All right, here we go. Pick 120. My favorite pick of the draft, bro. Shout out to Brandon Smith. Yo, I absolutely love this pick. I've called this. If you've seen me mock a million times, I've been pounding the table for Brandon Smith. If you watched the mock draft Mondays, you were fully prepared for this. I even tweeted it the day of it, that morning. Saturday morning, I said, yo, Brandon Smith is the guy I want. They went and got him. I feel like when you talk about raw ability, fam, and athleticism, this dude has the package. Pause. The problem, or not necessarily the problem, the challenge with him is that he needs to be developed. He ain't fine-tuned yet. Okay. So you're gonna have to develop this pick. And a lot of people I see the everybody talking about it now. Micah Parsons, blah, 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 blah. I don't know if I'm going there. I'm not going there, but he has the potential to be really, really, really good. Okay. So shout out to Brandon Smith. I love this pick. If you look at some of the strengths, athleticism, super athletic. He's got a nice build. I think he's like 6. Let me see what he was. He 6'4" and some change. Should have put that in the slides, man.
It's all right. You know what?
Yeah, 6'3", 241. 6'3", 241. My bad.
I gotta quit hot take for this. Yo, don't be surprised if this man messes around the starts, bro.
I don't know if he's ready. I mean, I don't know if he's ready to start. I didn't say
bro. It ain't about whether or not he's ready. We're all talking about shooting Matt Corral out there early. He might not have a choice, and that's the dilemma we got right now. Because my boy Damian Williams out here tripping. He might not have a choice. That's the dilemma. That linebacker that we picked up has got in trouble. He's probably going to get suspended.
So there's that Raz. There's that Raz.
I saw that joint after the draft, man.
You talking about athleticism, dog. Yeah, you talking about athleticism. This is it, bro. 6'3", 250. Nice vertical. When you building a player in Madden, this is the dude you building, dog. When you building a middle linebacker or a linebacker, any linebacker, that's what you building. This dude he's got it. He got the smoke. All right. So again, he's really good in coverage too. One thing about when you talk about linebackers is that they have to develop their coverage ability. He's so athletic that he can make up for some of the mental deficiencies that he's gonna have to pick up. He's gonna have to pick those the nuances of the game up. He's gonna have to get to that Luke Kuechly level of intelligence and work up, because when you play linebacker, you got to be able to read and react. The good thing about it is he has the athleticism to kind of make up for some of that stuff. But I really think that this guy has the tools to be a damn good linebacker. Now, where is he gonna play? I don't know, because I put him in the middle line. I don't know, Dave.
He's too athletic, bro.
They asked him
not to, bro.
They asked him. He said he might be outside, bro. He might play outside.
But he said he can play inside. That man about to be in this middle.
Yeah,
he's about to be in the middle.
I think that's where I would want to put him due to our gap issue there. But Our issues,
That's where
but
he's
I don't
going,
know
bro.
if that's where he's best at. I don't know. We'll see. But again,
Dog, he
weaknesses,
might be the only
especially-
one he might be the only one that can be there at this point. Who else we gonna play in the middle linebacker spot?
I don't know. Depends what happens with
Exactly.
Damien.
Brandon Smith. This man
Yeah,
about to
so
get thrown into the wolves, bro. We ain't gonna
we'll
be the number
we'll
2 defense
see.
in the NFL next year.
We'll see. And so again, he's raw, right? He's raw as far as weaknesses. He's
super raw.
getting off the blocks. He has difficulty getting off those blocks, and he's an inconsistent tackler. Those are things you can't be when you're playing middle linebacker. So I don't know that he fits perfectly there. I want to these next picks after Matt Corral it actually includes Matt Corral. The only real day one starter we have, in my opinion, is Icky. Everybody else is a developmental prospect, and I love it. It's not a bad thing, because if you can coach these dudes up, it's going to work out fantastically. This is how it's supposed to work. You're supposed to draft and develop your guys. Scott Fitter said it. We're a draft and develop team. Now, we've done a great job with the draft part. Can we develop them? That's because I love this pick. He has all the potential to be great. I just don't know where he's going to fit and if he's going to be developed properly. So that's my thing. So Landon says, dude is a thumper. Him and Chin will be great. He does hit hard. Pause. Okay. So shout out to Brandon Smith. And again, you look at that coverage grade. He's in a really good cover. And again, I'm gonna say this again. Linebackers have the most difficulty transitioning to covering in the NFL. If you have that piece checked, that's the hardest thing to do, is be a cover linebacker. That's Corey Littleton. He's great in coverage. So we have a bunch of great cover linebackers when it comes to covering the pass. The problem is, will we get gashed in the run? That's where I have concerns. We'll see if that happens. All right. Forced incompletions, 2 forced incompletions. Let's see here. Cover stops, run stops. All right, that's all good. Let's get to this grade. Again, we traded up to get him too. They liked him just as much as I liked him. We traded both of our 5th round picks in this year's draft to Washington for the 4th and the 6th. So we got a 6th back. Really good. That's like a really good trade. So I love this trade, and we got Brandon Smith. So you know what I'm giving it. I'm giving it an A, Dave. What about yourself? Oh, I didn't start.
An A. And by the way, just so you know, I'm gonna go and put my vote in. I wanted to. We got some questions in this app, so I'm gonna go through these questions real quick. We only got 4 so far, but I wanted to make sure that folks see that we are getting through these questions. We talked about Matt Corral. So what about Matt Corral is covered? Do you think they will put Cam in a Taysom Hill role? No, because we don't have Cam Newton on the roster.
Cam ain't on the roster, so that's not possible.
Yeah. So who is the biggest threat future-wise in NFC South? Us. As soon as Brady retires, we're the biggest threat. Yeah, us.
Yeah.
Us.
It's us.
It's us. Like, the Falcons ain't where they need to be yet. I ain't worried about them. The jury's still out on whether or not Dennis Allen has learned, right? This will be Dennis Allen's second shot. So we'll see if he can coach him up. He ain't Sean Payton. So I think it's us. Should we take a look at Clowney with the amount of cap space we have? Why not?
Yes, we should. We should absolutely we should pick up the phone and call Clowney right now. We should. Yes.
Absolutely, we should. That's the end of the questions. Oh, here's
the question was, and the Saints, they did get Matthew, so they are loading up. But the question was the future. The future. Who's the biggest threat for the future? And I believe it's us. It's us. Saints are going to patchwork every year. They're gonna, at some point, they won't be able to patchwork anymore. It's good. They're gonna have to pay the piper at some point. I know the cap games. I know what they're doing, but at some point, they're gonna have to pay the piper. Go ahead, Dave.
Why didn't we get the cat named DeMarco Jackson from App State? Yeah,
somebody picked him up.
Somebody got him. Obviously, we just didn't want him. Nick Foles. I mean, what do you think about Nick Foles?
We'll talk about that later.
We'll get to that.
Hold that.
What are expectations for this season? If low, are we in the QB market? My opinion, man, like, I think I'm going to roll with the season the way the season is. If it becomes a disaster, poor Matt Corral, because we're going to draft a quarterback in the top 5 again. Because there's no way, like, because if this season falls off the rails, the coach is going to get fired, and they're probably going to take another quarterback. Because if it's that bad, we'll be in the top 5.
Yeah.
So then it doesn't make the third round pick that bad at that point, but that's just the reality of it. Because there's no way in hell if we have a chance to get Stroud or Bryce, we don't try to go after them if we're in that position to do it.
Yeah.
Should we try? No, we'll get into talking about the free agent wide receivers that we picked up, the undrafted free agent wide receivers. We'll probably talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about them.
How do you feel about us backing out the trade going into the second round? I think it's freaking brilliant. Like Albert Breer reported that we backed out of a trade to get out of the second round. I think I appreciate Carolina's patience. We talked about that earlier. Yeah. I appreciate Carolina's patience to hold.
Yeah,
off.
we had a trade. We had a trade in place to go up to get a quarterback, and we waited. We were patient. They played the draft beautifully. Every trade, I loved every single trade they did and who they got with the picks they traded for. Trading up to get Matt Corral, love it. Trading up to get Brandon Smith, I love it. I love both of these picks.
All right, guys. There's 522 people watching. We only got 115 votes. We need to up the ante just a tad. I want to get some more votes.
Let's get these votes cracking, man. Let's get these
votes
going,
up. Does the Honey Badger signing scare you? No, it doesn't.
No, man.
I think it helps the Saints, but it doesn't scare me. Are we officially out of the veteran QB market? Stay tuned. We'll talk about that later during the show.
Where are you getting these questions from?
From the polls.
From the Vivo app. My bad.
Yeah.
I didn't even know we could get them joints.
Yeah, there's a Q&A section. It's in the chat. How do y'all feel about the big tight end we got in undrafted free agents? We'll get into that when we get there. All right. So keep them numbers popping, man. We got 125 people that are voting right now.
Yeah,
you gotta go. Run it. You gotta. It's the link to the voting area is pinned. So go to it's pinned in the chat on YouTube, and you just closed it. So for the next one, we'll go.
The next one, get ready for it because we can't wait all day for y'all to vote. Again, A's, a couple of D's and F's. I believe they might be trolls. I don't know. But the C,
some B's though. There's a decent chunk of B's.
So if you gave it a B or a C, tell me why. I want to see in the chat. I want to see in the chat why you gave it a B.
All right. Speaking of chats, let's go ahead and block
these
over here.
I got it.
Got it. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
If you gave it a B, why did you give it a B?
I want to know why. B or C's. I'm
just curious. Just curious. Yep. He's not ready. But you also got him in the fourth round, bro.
Yeah, like fourth round, you don't have to be wet. Remember, man, the fourth round is the core. Those are your developmental areas. So I'm not too worried about it. Not too worried about it from that standpoint.
Yeah, he's developmental. Listen, if you get a guy, in my opinion, rounds 1 through 3 are where you get contributors, right? And Matt Corral's a little bit an exception because he's a quarterback, premium position. You can spend to kind of wait for him a little bit. But once you get into the 4th through 7th, and you get these day 3 guys, they're all developmental guys. And so I don't have high expectations for any of these guys to go out here and contribute day 1. Okay, fair enough. I'm just curious. He's going to be a great gunner, though. Where Ron Rivera at? Ron Rivera will put this dude at gunner immediately. All right, Dave, moving on. Pick 189 in round 6, Amari Barno. This is a guy that lit it up during the combine, ran a 4.3, and it's crazy. At his size, he should not be able to run that fast. Pause. Okay. So shout out to Amari Barno. Dave, what's your thoughts on this, John?
Speed. Get the athletes. Can't be mad at it. That's all I can say.
Yeah. He's got a 37-inch
and vertical. He's a local kid, too. Kid, too.
Yeah, 37-inch vertical, broad jump of 131. And this dude, 6'5", 246 pounds. I think the reason why he fell is because people aren't going to know where to play him. Is he a stand-up outside linebacker? Is he an edge? He's not big enough to be a 3-tech, or excuse me, a 5-tech. He's not big enough to play there. So I don't know where he fits, and I think a lot of teams may have had problems with that. And let's get to these strengths and weaknesses so you can see what I'm talking about. But again, the athleticism cannot be questioned. The build cannot be questioned. Versatility cannot be questioned. He plays all over the place. You can see right there. You can see where his snaps by alignment. He can play off ball, play outside tackle, play over tackle. He played all over the place. All right. The problem is he's thin and does not play with power, right? And so I think when they envision playing Amari Barno, I think they think Hassan Reddick, right? I think that's what they want him to be or to develop into. Not this year, not his rookie season. They're gonna want him to develop into a guy that plays with a little. He has a finesse game, right? I think he has a problem getting off blocks, and again, being that light, it's tough. He's gonna have to put on some weight and maybe not lose that athletic ability, not lose that speed, but put on weight at the same time. There's a balance he's gonna have to find. So it's gonna be interesting to see where he fits. I would love to see where he plays. I love to see him on the field. I don't know that he's gonna touch the field much this year. He might special teams and rotate. He might rotate in every now and then, but he's got a little ways to go. He's got a little ways to go before we see Amari Barno. Any more thoughts? I
love the pick because
good.
I love the pick because they're focusing on athletes, so I can't be mad at the pick.
Yeah, but see the problem with athletes though is they don't always that shit don't always translate. Just because you run fast don't mean shit. Like you gotta have he's got a decent spin move from a pass rush ability, but dog, this ain't college either. Like you have to be able to put some power to your game. So I don't know that he's gonna have to develop, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna have to develop.
But we got time. I mean, we're talking about a 4th round pick, bro. Like we got time. 5th round pick, 6th round pick, right?
6th round pick.
6th round pick. Yeah. He got time. Like we good.
No, I agree with you, and I that's what I'm saying. I just don't want people to hear, oh, he runs fast. It's gonna translate to a great player because that's not the case. That's just because you run fast and you're a good athlete don't mean you're gonna be a good football player. We see it all the time. Fastest receivers are always trash.
Well, they got hands.
That's what I'm saying. So all I'm saying is but I will say I agree. Listen, when you in the 6th round like this, I don't mind taking chances like this. So I'm just putting it out there. Go ahead, Dave.
Oh nah, we good. I mean, I just think this kid. I think we can get the votes going. I think this kid, he's a developmental guy, and there's no shame in having a developmental guy. And we got him in the 6th round, and we got phenomenal value for him. So I gave this an A2, man. Like, like I don't have too many bad things to say about this draft. Now that being said, he could probably help out of special teams. He's definitely going to be an edge rusher once he develops a little bit. That speed, could you imagine him on one side and Burns on the other with that speed, bro? Won't be able to stop the run, but at least we'll probably can get to the quarterback quickly if he develops.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. Speed, and then the speed again could oftentimes lead to over pursuit. That's why we have problems with the run game now. So he's gonna need some time to develop. I can see people now. Where's Barno at? Where's Barno? Yo, he's not gonna be ready. He needs time, bro.
Where's the pass rush? He got time. He needs time.
What's the pass rush? For sure. Shout out to Steve. He says, besides spin move, heard he has a tremendous bend and just needs to bulk up. I agree with that. I'm not sure about the bend, but
yo, man, I'm going to tell you something. Look, man, I'm going to pull this up real quick. If you gave that man a C because he's a major project, that man's a 6th round pick he's supposed to be.
Yeah, 6th round pick, bro. You can't.
Like, you don't fall to the 6th round if you ain't got to get some development in you. Like, this is the development stages of the draft. All right, there's a bunch of questions in the chat, so I'm going to try to run through them real quick.
Greg, I think Greg was 6th round pick.
Yep.
5th or 6th.
Greg Hardy. Yep. Donald for Baker trade? Absolutely not. Which long snapper we cutting? Who cares? Would you have rather had Willis in the seconds? Not at the expense that it would have taken to do it. The problem is people keep saying we should have went up to go get Willis. Look what the Titans gave up. They had a pick in their round to give up to do it. And I think people keep forgetting that. We didn't have a pick to give. And I think people continuously forget that part. We didn't have a pick to give. We didn't have a pick to give that was close enough for somebody to jump that high.
Yeah, Scott said it was going to be expensive to move up, and they didn't want to touch the future draft capital like that.
Yep. How do you feel about Melvin Ingram for cheap? I'm for any pass rusher for cheap, bro. I'm not going to say no to any of that. I gave it a C because he's
real quick, Dave. Get these votes up. Get these votes up.
Come on, get these votes up, man.
click the pin comment or the pin chat message, and then get the vote on. Go ahead, Dave.
This could be done, but with Barno, since he's an amazing athlete and a versatile guy, could he play strong safety at some point? I don't think so. No way. Do you think CMC is going to get injured again? I hope not. I mean, I ain't trying to root for nobody to get hurt.
How we gonna know somebody will get injured again?
No, I can't predict
Injuries are not predictable. They either you get hurt.
Injuries happen, bro. CMC never got hurt until he got paid. That's why they were willing to pay him the money that they did. You think they would have paid him the money they gave him if he got hurt prior? No.
This is a good question. What's up with Shaw Smith and Damian Wilson? We have no idea.
I think Shaw Smith might be in the clear. Damian might get suspended.
Add Ian Thomas to this too.
Yeah. So
we got a Carolina Convicts. All right, I'm closing this one out, Dave. Barno gets A's and B's and C's.
The B's won the poll.
It's fair enough. I'm cool with a B. I think I gave it a B. I just question some of the development, right? I don't know. We'll see. All right. Let's see. Alexa play Akon locked up. That's funny. All right. Pick number 199, Dave. Cade Mays. This is another guy. If you watch our mock drafts, we picked this guy up a lot late. Again, they went after the interior of the offensive line. I believe I tweeted out during the draft. I was targeting interior offensive line and safety. We did not end up drafting the safety, but we did end up getting an interior offensive lineman, and we got Cade Mays. Jamari Saylor went like 6 or 7 picks, maybe 5 or 6 picks before Cade Mays because I wanted Saylor, but we didn't get him, and I think they kind of hit the panic button and went with Cade Mays. But I like this. This is another pick I like because again,
very versatile.
We need to add depth. We need to add depth to the offensive line. You have to draft guys, add those depth pieces. Not every guy can be a starter, so you have to have depth pieces instead of going out there and signing these bums every year to kind of fill a goal for depth. You can draft them and have these guys stick around for a little bit. He's got a good build. He's versatile. He's a finisher. This dude plays to the whistle. Good run blocker. He is a limited athlete, and he does struggle against the Titan. I think Georgia was one of his worst games. Obviously, Georgia has a guy named Jordan Davis, but he plays all over the field. All over the line. Can play pretty much anywhere. Play right tackle. Play a little bit of left tackle. Play right guard. So the dude can play all over. So this is the kind of guys you need to have on your roster. In case somebody goes down, you pop in Cade Mays, pause, and then you're good to go. All right. So I like this is a good pick. Good pick. I like this a lot. Any more thoughts on this?
This might be my favorite pick after the third round. I'll be honest. Because the one thing I'm going to ask you about though, bro, what does this do to Deontay Brown?
This pick, nothing.
You think nothing?
Okay. Deontay's fine, man. I think this is more so talking like guys like Trenton Scott. Like I don't even think those guys he's on the roster anymore. Let me check.
Well, we know Cam Irvin. He's out the paint, bro.
Yeah, he gotta go. But I think they're gonna keep him. But
if they keep him, dude, we only gonna keep 10 guys.
We'll take a look at the depth chart. Hold that thought. We'll look at the depth chart before we close. But see, Trenton Scott, he's not on the roster. So guys like him are gone.
Is Jonathan Miller on the roster?
John Miller's gone. So those guys are out the paint. So we gotta fill those holes.
Michael Jordan's on the roster, right?
Gone. No, he's gone.
Oh, he gone? Okay.
I think so.
Okay.
So it doesn't do nothing to Deontay. I think Deontay gonna start. All right, let's get this vote going for Cade Mays. Again, I like this pick. Another good one.
All right, let me quickly go through these questions.
Oh, my bad. Michael Jordan's still on the roster. He might not be at by the time training camp start.
Why can't you start Cade at left guard because he's never played the position, or he played it minimally? He's a right side guy, so you got to put him on the right side. Do you think McAdoo can actually develop Corral into a starting level QB? I think he can, but I don't think we should expect it week one. I think we should be patient. Yeah. I'm looking forward to see how McAdoo makes this happen. He finally got a quarterback that he likes in a draft, so I'm kind of intrigued to see how he makes it work out. I think he probably can develop him if he has the time, which means you might have more Rule if that's the case, right? That means Rule might survive longer than a year, which he probably will anyway if they improve on their record. If we somehow make it into the top 5, do you select Stroud or Young, whichever one's available, because you might not get the pick? How big of an effect do you think CMC getting injured had on Sam's performance last year? Probably about the same as Teddy, with more turnovers. Does Christensen have the dog in him to play guard? I think he does. He could play it. He can play better than Eflin. The key is to get Eflin out the lineup, bro. That still stands. Do you think Chuba will make the jump? Or he might not have the do you think Chuba will make the jump, or will he stay mid? He might not have the opportunity now. Dante's going to take his spot, bro. And get them votes up, guys. We got almost 600 people watching. The link for the voting is in the chat. And shout out to
Steve. Says, I think he took snaps and did well as center at the Senior Bowl. Yes, this is true. He did take some snaps at center. So he can play everywhere, man. He can play everywhere. Shout out to Cade, man. All right, I'm closing this out because we can't wait forever.
Okay.
A, C's, B's, not bad. It's about what I expected. Listen, a lot of A's. I think the only one that got B's was, I think it was Barno that had B's. I don't remember.
It was Barno
that led with B's.
Mm-hmm. Barno, but barely. It wasn't like
it was close. Yeah,
close. You know what? I know what this guy's going to get, and I'm going to try to convince y'all it's not fair.
Kalon Barnes, picked 242 in the 7th round. Fastest man. I think he ran record-breaking 40 time.
Mm-hmm.
He's Baylor guy, so the Baylor connection.
But that's my point. I think that's why I know what he's going to get, because of the helmet that he has on his head. But I think this is not the same as the other situations when he's taking a Baylor guy. That man ran like a 4.240 or 4.340.
Yeah, extremely fast. But again, strengths, you got speed. He's got decent ball skills, pause. The weaknesses, he's extremely raw. And right now he's old. Like, he's 24 years old right now. I believe that's like the same age as Brian Burns, if I'm not mistaken. And then sometimes he relies on the speed a little bit too much. Again, sometimes his instincts don't show because he's so fast that he can just use makeup speed. So sometimes it's a little bit difficult. Again, sometimes I think he just relies on that speed a little bit too much. But again, I think he's a decent cornerback. The depth piece, I think really though, I do think Troy Pride and Stanley Thomas Oliver, looking at that cornerback room, their heads got to be on a swivel, dog. Heads got to be on a swivel.
7th round pick, and you're telling me that guys that were drafted in higher rounds got to have their heads on a damn swivel.
Stanley Thomas Oliver was also 7th round pick. He ain't done shit.
Troy Pride wasn't.
Troy Pride was drafted in the 5th round.
Yes.
Okay. What's your point?
And been around for a bit.
Okay. If they were so confident in him, they wouldn't have drafted one last year and continue to trade for more. Obviously, they're not thinking
they don't believe in him. And Troy got hurt in his defense. That's not fair. Like,
Troy did get hurt. That's true. Troy did get hurt. But I'm just saying. Hartsfield, that's true. Hartsfield outplaying them cats. So Dave, you copping please, but let's get into
I'm not copping please.
Nah, man, you copping please.
Put this vote in.
Or for them
Put
dudes.
This vote in. I already got my vote in.
Who was available, man? Let me see who was
Spoke
available.
Smoke Monday didn't get drafted.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Yeah, he chose the Saints too.
Yep. That's probably why. How do you actually feel about Matt Rule and what he's doing in Carolina? I wanted his ass fired last year. I've gone on record for that.
They don't like Matt Rule, bro.
But I will say,
they've been trying to fire Matt Rule since he got here.
I will say though, I think he's letting Fitterer do his job as a general manager. That's good for Matt Rule to give him opportunity to just coach instead of worry about the GM side of the fence. So I'm pretty sure you would have preferred Smoke Monday over Kalon Barnes.
Yeah, I would have taken Smoke. There's a couple of guys I would have drafted that ended up going undrafted, and we didn't land them. And we'll talk about the undrafted guys in a second. But there was a couple of names out there that I like that we could have taken, but I'm not mad. I mean, again, 7th round, you're going on traits, right? He's got the speed, him, Dante Jackson. So that's what you're going on. At that point, I can't blame anybody for that. So close this out. And let's see what we got. B's.
Better than I thought it would.
B takes the cake. C is up there too, though. C is up there too.
I gave him an A. I felt like he got good value considering the fact he got one of the faster guys in the draft. Another guy that's definitely going to probably be able to play special teams. He could potentially be a gunner if he can freaking tackle, but you know.
Bobby Diddle says I take him over. Never look back for the ball. Troy Pride. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, Troy Pride is. Shout out to Troy, man. Shout out to Troy. All right.
I know a lot of folks are thinking nephew Tidsum here, but the thing is, it ain't a situation where it probably was a factor, but it wasn't as egregious as some of the other ones have been. Like this guy was probably going to get taken, or at a minimum he would have gotten signed.
TG Stripe says KB's a C. Dudes have got an uphill battle to get in that room. That's true. And we'll take a look how steep that hill is in a second. But yeah, it ain't gonna be easy for sure. Appreciate you for the super chat. And this is the draft class, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 2022 draft class. I want to see how you all view overall. How do you grade the class? What are you giving this class? How do you view this class overall? What you got, Dave? What's your vote?
You know what I got? I've given every single pick an A. So what do you think I averaged it out to? This is an A class. The best class in the rule era. The best class in the Fitterer in the rule era by far. Considering the circumstances with the pick situation, can't it's really good. Really good. Can't complain.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think it's a good class. And again, I love the develop and draft and develop mantra. I love that Scott Fitterer said that because that's how you sustain success. You got to be able to draft these guys and develop them. Again, I question the development piece, but we'll see. Only time will tell. We won't know. We won't know this year. We're not going to know how good this draft class is after this year. It's going to take at least 2 or 3 years for us to really find out how good this draft class is going to be because you're going to have Icky. Icky's going to ball out, hopefully. Matt Corral could take the reins next year, depending on how things go. So then you got to let him play out a whole year. And then I think year 2 and year 3 is where you're going to see Barno and Brandon Smith potentially get more burns. So again, you know, it's going to take some time. And these processes and the development and all that stuff, we're going to have to see. We'll see. All right. Let's see, 99 votes. How many votes we gonna wait for, Dave? We got 99.
We gotta get to at least 100, 125, something.
125.
Yeah. You guys, man, 525 people watching. If you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe to the channel.
Facts. 525 people watching this chat or watching this Joan. Make sure you hit that like button, like the Joan, and subscribe, please. All right, we're going to wait a couple more up to 110.
Yeah, I remember when Rashad Gordon was going to be a beast. I remember. Cool dude, though. Cool person. I met him.
Dog, we had so many dudes, man. So many dudes just flame out like that, man. That class in particular was tough. I always go back to David Geddes, man. That man, he had so much.
Oh man, I know you were so
much
hurt,
potential,
bro,
man.
that he never panned out.
So much potential, dog. And then you know another one that messes me up. Stephen Hill, man. When we got
Stephen
him,
Hill, yeah, man, I remember
was
that one
all
too.
on that train, dog. I was all on the Stephen Hill train. Never could get it together, man. Never could get it right. That's why I said speed and all that shit. It sounds nice, but it don't really. If you ain't a baller, you ain't a baller, bro. Can we regrade last year? I'm still pissed about getting a long snapper, not Trey Smith. They could have changed out drafting this year. Yeah, I hate that pick. I hate that pick. I hated the long snapper pick. It's stupid. And we ain't gonna forget. Like, I hope Matt Rule and them know we ain't forgot about taking that dude. Like, we ain't forgot. We ain't forgot at all. So
someone's gonna have to give. You can't IR people forever. I got a couple questions in here before you close the poll. How do you feel about Carson Strong at 242? No, we already got a quarterback. If we fire Rule, what head coach could be hired as decent? Whoever the hell wants to come here.
Yeah, we don't know who's going to be available.
We don't know who's going to be available. Do you think an 8-9 record would get Rule sacked? Possibly. But based on what Tepper's been saying, I don't see it. I think he might be safe at 8 and 9.
Yeah, I think 8 and 9. I think he's safe, bro, which is not good. I don't agree with it, but I think he's safe at that point.
Y'all think McAdoo takes Rule's job? No, absolutely not. Can you see one of our corners getting moved to safety? Possibly.
Yeah,
I can see it. I can see it.
Yeah, because
what about bring back Star?
Nah, I wouldn't be opposed to that.
I wouldn't be away. Yeah, depending on what you pay for him. What would you think if we drafted Pickett at 6? I'll be furious. If we would have took a quarterback.
It didn't happen, bro. It didn't happen.
And it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things.
All right, I'm about to close this out.
Yeah, go ahead and close it out, man.
Here we go. An A, couple B's, C or so, and somebody's trolling with the F. But yeah, man. Yeah, I think it's an A. I think again, we're not gonna really know about this class until a couple years down the road, but on paper it's solid. And we finally drafted an offensive lineman.
Why are y'all hard on Rule when he only had one full year excluding the COVID year? Because y'all were hard on Teddy Bridgewater when all he had was a damn COVID year. Next question. Moving on. Anything else?
Yeah, we want to get wins, man. Like the product. Yeah, when you go from 5 wins to 5 wins, and they added a game, like it's not cool. Like, we want to see progression. You got to see. We got to see progression, and I didn't see that. I didn't see that last year.
5 wins when you added a game.
We're just not seeing progression, man. Like, it's just bad. Like, they'll throw all their eggs in, and again, I think that they had a great offseason, so they're on the right track. Now it just comes down to coaching. You have to coach this talent that you have. You have to get the best out of the players you have. You had a good free agent class. You had an excellent draft. Now you got to coach it, because guess what? There is no excuses this year. There's no Dave. What excuses can you say from a personnel standpoint? You can't. You can't say it's the offensive line anymore, because your boy said that. What was it? Tepper that said it. He did. His offensive line wasn't good. He didn't have this. He didn't have Christian McCaffrey. No, we got to stay. We still, he might pull that one out his ass. And then there's no more excuses, fam. There's no more excuses, dog. No more excuses. So at the end of the day, we got to get some wins. And I ain't talking about 5. We need at least, in order to make me happy, I need to see at least 9 wins would do it for me, man.
10.
You got to get at least 9 wins.
10.
That's progression. Just 10. Show some progression, dog.
Double up. 10.
Progression, man.
10.
All right, let's move on.
I want to play the crack commandments. 10.
All right, so we got an undrafted class here. And Dave, do you have any thoughts on any of these guys?
We picked up a
In
lot of wide
particular,
receivers, fam.
yeah, we did pick up a ton of wide
Like
receivers.
5, right? Was it 5 of them?
It's four. It's 4 of them.
4?
No, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 5. You're right. 5.
5.
My bad.
We picked up 5 wide receivers. Tell us how they feel about that room, huh?
I mean, it's all right. I like our wide receiver room.
I do. But that was just that was the most interesting thing that I noticed. Because initially when I saw the list, I'm like, oh, maybe they think one of these guys could compete to be a returnman. Do kick returns, punt returns. Maybe they're in competition for that, right? And then they signed Andre Roberts. So now I'm like, damn, you got all these damn wide receivers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I think and listen, I don't really know. I know about Parchment because he went to Florida State. Rambo is solid, but some of these guys have had some, like both Rambo and Parchment. They went to different schools. They went to other schools initially, and then transferred in to their respective schools. So I don't know. Maybe they're trying to catch one with those guys, but I don't know that any of these guys are really going to make the roster. Usually there's one guy fall. Nah, but I think because look at that. Who you going to take off? 6 wide receivers. Who you dropping?
Unless they're going to trade one of them, but I don't think they're going to do that.
Yeah, who you dropping? The wide receiver room is all right. Like, I'm not mad at the wide receiver room.
More Robbie, Marshall, Shy. Yeah.
Anderson.
Yeah. I said Robbie.
We picked up Rashard Higgins.
Oh shit. Yeah. Yeah.
BZ ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
So I'm who you dropping? So I'm gonna tell y'all something though. I'm gonna tell you this kid Derek Wright out of Utah State though. I kind of like this kid, man. I like him a lot. No, he plays wide receiver. He plays wide receiver. I like.
You think he's gonna make the team?
I don't think he's gonna make the team. I think if we had a need and there was a gap on the roster, he would make it. But I don't think he's gonna make the roster. But I like that kid, bro. I like that kid.
What you think about the quarterback from Elon? Just a body?
Just a body, bro. He's a can't body. The tight end from North Dakota State is solid. He's nice athletic ability from what I saw in the film. And I also like. There's another guy I like. The Marquand McCall from Kentucky, 6 foot.
Really?
I think 6'4".
That's Hoskins' room. That's Hoskins' teammate.
Yeah, 350. Dog, 350 pounds. That's you talking about nose tackle? Yo, that's a real nose tackle right there, Dave. He's got some decent film. I don't know that he'll make the roster, but I think he could be a practice squad guy, maybe develop into something. But that's a big man. Pause. What else? There's a linebacker I like too. The linebacker from Fresno State, Aaron Mosby. I like him too. I like him a lot. But outside of that, man, I don't think any of these guys are gonna make the roster, bro.
That's wild.
I would be real surprised.
Have we heard about anybody else that got invited to rookie minicamp?
I haven't.
Oh, Drew Hartlip? Yeah, he might make the team. If he's a special teams ace.
He is not making the team, bro. Spare me.
4-2-2?
He is not making the team. This dude was a special teams ace in college. You didn't have a position. He was just a special teams gunner. He played safety, but he's just his highlights in college were special teams highlights, bro.
You know what that tells me, Rashad?
What?
He plays special teams.
He is not making the roster, bro. Sorry.
Never know, man.
Linebacker from Illinois has a lot of interest from other teams, just a little short. The linebacker from Fresno State also has an amazing RAS score. Yeah, I think one of those linebackers can make it. If anybody has an opportunity to make it, it's going to be one of those linebackers because you know why. You know why.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. But yeah, everybody else, I think it's going to be they can't bodies. or it's gonna be tough sledding for them to make a roster. All right, let's move on. All right, so here's the depth chart. This is the offensive depth chart. Here we go. So this is what you all been waiting for, Robbie, and this is including the draft picks, right? And so if you look at the green highlights, those are the draft picks. And so Icky, you got him penciled in at left tackle. Right now, this one has Eflin at left guard. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think that either Christensen is going to be a left guard or it's going to be Deontay Brown. That's my opinion. Bradley Bozeman at center, Austin Corbett at right guard, and Taylor Moton at right tackle.
So I'm looking at I'm counting these players. And you know how many people I count? I count 15 offensive linemen, bro. We typically keep 10.
Yeah, so I mean it's easy. You want to make the cuts right now?
Mm-hmm. I'm curious what you think.
Get me Cam Irving out of here. Austin Pleasance, excuse me, get him out of here.
Yep.
Mike Horton out of here. Sam Tecklenburg out of here. And give me one more. I'm getting Michael Jordan out. No, I'm getting Monterio out of here.
Okay. There's your
That's
10.
easy. And I'll take the cuts even further. I get Michael Jordan up out of here. But I think he's decent depth. But I don't want him touching the field. That's easy. Receivers. Let's talk about the receivers, though. DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, Terrace Marshall. They got those as the 3 starters. Higgins, Zylstra, Shaw Smith next. And then Aaron Parker and CJ Saunders rounding things out. I think
that don't include all the receivers we picked up. So yeah, there's no way those guys are gonna make the team, bro.
Yeah, they're not making it. I think those 6 in that the 6 in that those first 2 columns are gonna be the guys that make the roster. Tight ends: Tommy Tremble, Ian Thomas, Stephon Sullivan, Colin Thompson. I think that's gonna be. I don't think they're gonna add to that. I think that's kind of where that stands. Quarterback: Sam Darnold, Matt Corral, PJ Walker. I don't think they're done here. They, word on the street is that we're gonna add another quarterback, and we'll talk about that in just a second. But look at these running backs, dog. Look at these running backs. C-Mac, Christian Hubbard. Chuba
Hubbard is hilarious.
I'm not bad. Chuba Hubbard.
You wish it was Christian Hubbard.
Right.
He would have hands then.
Right. Deontay Foreman and Spencer Brown. Spencer Brown's the cat we picked up last year. And Darius Bradwell. Those are the guys we have right now. Yeah, Sax Happen Miller is already gone. He's not on the roster right now. But I appreciate the super chat. So shout out to what you think about these running backs? Think we just keep 3? You think it's locked in? C-Mac, Chuba, Deontay?
Yeah, if they're gonna keep a fullback, then yeah.
Yeah, Christensen said a few times he's not a guard. I agree with you. But he ain't gonna be a left tackle either. I don't think. So going back to the quarterback, Dave, we got three options that were floated today. The word on the street is that we're going to bring in another veteran, not veteran. I spelled that wrong. Veteran quarterback. Nick Foles.
Veteran.
Yeah, spelled it wrong. Nick Foles. Jimmy G. Baker Mayfield. Any thoughts? Foles got cut today.
Oh well, I would be willing to do Foles because that doesn't cost us anything.
Yeah, Foles
and I would think
cut.
I would prefer Foles to teach Corral over. And Foles will probably beat out Sam if you keep it a buck.
Yeah, I honestly would put in a claim for Foles. Foles, his base salary is on like $1 million. So you talking about paying him only $1 million? I would bring him in immediately.
I will put that claim in a heartbeat. And then you ain't got, and then the thing is, Foles is like a manageable type of quarterback. He can game manage the shit. He don't really turn the ball over that much. He's won a Super Bowl as a starter. I would roll with it, dude.
Yeah. I know a lot of people are talking about Foles or Cam. I don't know what the deal with Cam is. I know they've been in discussions with them, but I don't know where it sits. I don't know where it's
you can claim Foles for $1 million. You claim Foles. I mean, that's rookie numbers, bro. You claim them.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. The Foles, he's a veteran quarterback, been around the block. Like they said, won a Super Bowl as a starter. So I think the way the team is built, with C-Mac and all the weapons, they just asked them to drop a quarterback in there. That's their whole plan from the jump. So if you had the opportunity to get a Nick Foles, I would jump all on it. Pause.
Mm-hmm. He's been to the mountaintop. He has the experience. He's done something that no other quarterback on our roster currently can say they've done. Win.
Yeah. So let me address this, because when you're cut by a team and you put in a waiver claim, you assume the current contract. His current base salary is only $1 million. So that's why it's not about him accepting it. It's about him being paid what his contract tells, because you assume the contract when you get cut. Or the team that picks him up assumes the contract. Now, if he clears waivers, now he's free to negotiate with whoever he wants to negotiate with, and then you get a new contract. Obviously, $1 million won't cut it at that point.
Yeah, I hope we can claim him, bro. Because if we claim him, then we'll have our veteran quarterback that gives Corral more time. I think I feel comfortable with Foles starting over Sam. Foles can probably beat out Sam. I don't think Baker can. I said this earlier. I said this over the weekend, and I'll reiterate it. I think if we would have traded for Baker, Sam would have beat him out. And I stand by that. That's not me being biased. You guys know how I feel about Sam. I just think you guys don't realize how much help Baker's gotten. If you had Kareem Hunt, and if you had Nick Chubb, if you had a top 5 offensive line, if you had Odell Beckham Jr. and Jarvis Landry and Higgins, by the way, if you had a tight end like Njoku and you had an outstanding defense, you would win games too.
Facts.
But they still thought he was trash. And they still traded for Deshaun Watson. That's all you need to know. Now, we beating up on Sam, and that shit's warranted. Don't get me wrong. But Sam ain't had what Baker had. And that's a fact. Go look at the Browns roster.
Yeah,
you guys out here wondering why the Browns came out of nowhere to pick up Deshaun Watson. There's a reason why he picked. Besides the money, the roster was stronger, bro. That matters. They built that team pretty damn well over in Cleveland.
It does matter. Dave is right. 89J Stubbs says, bring in Foles and Clowney, let the rest of the team and let the rest of the cat roll over and let it be. I ain't mad at that.
Nope, sure.
I ain't mad at that. But yeah, man, this is kind of where we stand with the veteran QBs. Like I said, they are in discussions to potentially bring one in. We don't know. I don't think they're going to be done. I think they'll bring somebody in, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens at that point. Now, defensive depth chart. Here's where we stand. A lot of edge rushers. Barno at the back of the pack. No defensive starters. Obviously, Brandon Smith is the closest one. But for the ends, we got Brian Burns, Marquise Haynes, Azul Kamara, Amari Barno, Austin Larkin, Yetur, Daryl Johnson, Jacob, I don't even know who that is, and Joe Jackson. Those are the edge rushers or defensive ends that we have. I'm excited to see Daryl Johnson too from A&T. He went to A&T. I think he didn't see the field much last year when we picked him up. We traded for him from the Bills.
Buffalo.
Yeah, and I think he's decent. I think I'd be excited to see him hit the field. Marquise Haynes has to step up. He got re-signed. We need to see him take that next step. And Barno's going to get in there somewhere. We don't know where he's going to kind of fit. But edge rushers or defensive ends, I think we're okay. Yetur has to take the monster step, bro. Yetur has to step it up. He has to, bro.
Opportunity. He's going to get the opportunity, and if he doesn't take advantage of it, Daryl Johnson's going to come and take it from him.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Now, but I know where you put Brandon Smith, bro.
I didn't do this. This is not mine. This is not mine. This is not mine.
Okay.
I did not do this.
All I'm going to say is this, brother. Are you ready to see Julian Stanford start week 1? Because that's what it's looking like.
Yeah. And
that's why I said Brandon Smith might mess around and sneak his behind right there in that starting spot,
He
bro.
might. I don't know.
I'm just saying.
I don't know, man. But as far as defensive tackles, we kind of said we need one of those. as well, because Ioannidis is on a 1-year deal. We still got Derrick Brown, Davion Nixon, Bravion Roy, Phil Hoskins, and Frank Heron. I think we'll end up keeping about 4 of those. I think Phil Hoskins will slip to he'll slip to the unpracticed squad. But it's a decent group. Just the future I'm a little concerned about, because Derrick Brown, he's going to be coming up on a year on his contract. Bravion Roy, he got drafted 3-4 years ago, so he'll be coming up. And Davion Nixon's a rookie. Ioannidis on a 1-year deal, so we got to start thinking about long-term solutions there. Linebackers, Shaq Thompson, Damian Wilson, he has his issues, may not start. Corey Littleton, like Dave said, Brandon Smith, Frankie Louvu, still a little concerned here, man. That's why I think one of those undrafted guys has the opportunity to kind of get in there. They'll be able to make an impact if they can step it up. But I don't think we're done there, bro. I don't think we're done here. I don't think
we can't. We can't, especially if depending on the situation with Damian Wilson, man, he's gonna get suspended. He's going to get suspended.
Even if he was, I don't think we're done. I don't think we're done there. That ain't it. That can't be it. That's the glaring hole in the defense right there.
He's come a long way from Luke.
Even if he was healthy, bro, I think that's a glaring hole.
We've come a long way from when Luke Kuechly retired, bro. When Luke Kuechly was playing for us, man. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. It seems like forever ago, and we still ain't fixed it. My bad. But even if Damian Wilson didn't have his issues, not healthy because he's not hurt, but even if Damian Wilson didn't have his issues, I still think we should look to upgrade that because he ain't it. Corners: C.J. Henderson, Dante Jackson, J.C. Horn, Keith Taylor, Hartsfield, Rashawn Melvin, Westery, Pride, Kalon Barnes, Stanley Thomas Oliver. Listen, I think Rashawn Melvin, I think he's gonna get his papers. Westery's is a good. We picked him up from Baltimore. I'm intrigued by him as well. 6'4", can run. I think Rashawn Melvin got to go. Troy Pride probably end up catching the L. We'll see. And then safeties, Chin, Woods. I like that. It's a good group. I would like to see Kenny Robinson take the next step. He showed some flashes, but I'd like to see him take the next step. Justin Burris, I'm cool on him. Sean Chandler, Sam Franklin, those dudes those are Baylor connects or Rule connects. So I'm not sure. I think we can improve there. I think safety. I think we can bring in another safety, man. Hopefully we can bring in another vet because I'm not. Justin Burris, he ain't it. Unless Kenny Robinson can develop.
Yeah.
Any more thoughts on the depth chart?
I'm rooting for the defensive depth chart. I mean, we're going to move Brandon Smith to start middle linebacker, which is kind of wild to think right now. But
he ain't ready, man.
I didn't say he was ready. It ain't about whether, dude, you're talking about if he's ready. Like, pretend he was Matt Corral and it's actually going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the fan base think Matt should start week 1 over Sam. But the difference is that Brandon Smith might not have much of a choice. You know what I'm saying? Right. I mean, he might get slotted there. So hopefully that's not the case, but it's looking imminent, man.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So that's the depth charts. I think that was it. Yeah, that was it for me, Dave. That was it for me. Anything else we need to discuss? Did we miss anything?
Draft was wild. Somebody did ask in the poll who team we think had the best draft. I think Carolina's near the top.
I think we up there.
I think the Chiefs had a phenomenal draft. The Ravens had a phenomenal draft too. The Ravens, man, that shit ain't fair.
Yeah, the Ravens too, bro. Ravens, they cleaned up. Ravens cleaned up for sure.
But
I haven't
yeah,
had a
man.
chance to really look at everybody's draft so far. I mean, I know that the Ravens, as they were going, bro, I was like, man, these fuckers, man, they were getting everybody that fell, and even the Chiefs, they got Justin Ross too. Like, can you imagine if he actually pans out and goes back to his freshman numbers in Clemson, bro? It's ridiculous. It's like the rich continue to get richer, bro.
Well,
They
I mean,
picked
they
up
did trade
Darian.
Tyreek
They got
Hill. They
Darian
did trade
Kinnard.
Tyreek Hill, so
Yo, but okay, yeah, I mean you're right, but fam, we gonna find out. But yeah, man. Anything else yeah. Giants got Neil and Thibodeau, but those were, they earned those picks.
well, the thing is too, they picked
They
Thibodeau first because they didn't want to make the choice at the offensive line spot, and we're
I saw
thankful
that.
for that.
I saw that.
We're very thankful for that because
Yeah.
they didn't have to pick Thibodeau. Thibodeau would have been there at 7. We weren't going to take Thibodeau.
Yeah, we weren't taking Thibodeau.
The only threat they might have had was that if we traded down, but if they would have taken Icky, we would have stayed at 6 to take Neal. So it wouldn't have been. We weren't going to trade out of it. Thibodeau would have been there at 7. I was so happy they took Thibodeau first, bro. And the Jets had a pretty good draft too. They took advantage of their first round picks for sure. All right, I'm trying to think if there's anything else we covered. I think we're good. I don't think I have
I
anything
think we're good. Make again 500 people in here. Like, subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Notification bell, all that good stuff. We appreciate y'all watching. We're getting ready to close this thing down. Again, we have just so y'all know, we are doing an NFC South roundtable with Big Low, Q, and I forgot my other man's name from Tampa. But we're gonna link up with them. I believe it's on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken.
If it's on Thursday, I can make it. If it's on Wednesday,
yeah, I can too. Yeah, we had switched it. It was Wednesday, but then I think Dave and I are both busy on Wednesday, so it's gonna go to Thursday. Yeah. So we're doing NFC South roundtable, and it's gonna be fun.
Internet's gonna be trash. I'm gonna be in South Carolina. My parents ain't got no internet, so it's gonna be funny. I might end up at a restaurant when it happens, but we'll make it happen. I might go out with I might be out and about dealing with other things too. So we'll figure it out. If I'll make an appearance for a little while, I don't think I can make the whole way though.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'll be in the Carolinas. I might try to link up with Pat while I'm down there. We'll see, because Pat in Columbia too. So I might try to link up with Pat. See if I can meet with some Pats.
Oh, that's true. That is true.
Yeah, I should go see Multiverse of Madness, but I got to figure out what's the good movie theater in Columbia. Things have changed since I've left. And I would say, I could go all the way to Columbiana, but they got hood down to Columbiana too. They had that shooting there a few weeks ago. If you're watching WWE for the first time in 15 years, bro, I'm sorry. It ain't the same no more. But all right, man, I'm good.
Okay. All right. Like, subscribe. We out.
Peace out,
Peace
guys.
out, y'all.
See y'all next week.